Hey loves, welcome back to my channel, Infinitely Guided Tarot. My name is CJ. Happy holidays to you all. We're in 2020. We made it. Yes, I am so happy to be in this new decade. Things are going to be turning around for us all, and I'm excited about it. Um, So let's get into it. This is going to be a message for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus people. Cross Watcher, you're welcome here. As you know, this is a general message. It will not resonate with everyone, okay? If it resonates, please like, subscribe, share, comment below. I'd love to hear from you. If it doesn't resonate, I suggest that you look at your moon and rising signs, okay? Taurus, I'm so late with bringing you this message, but I've been under the weather. Please forgive me, okay? But let's get straight into it. Everything else that you need to know about this message is listed in the description box below. I'm giving a shout out to Adonis, the New Age Shaman. You can check out his channel, okay? Now, let's get into it. Your cards are already out on the table, and I've already meditated over the energies that Spirit brought for you. Your first card out is the Never-Ending Story from the Wisdom of Oracle card. This is a 37 breaking down to a 10, which speaks of endings and beginnings. It also, the 10 breaks down to a 1, so that's new beginnings, right? Starting all over again, okay? This card here is a woman sitting upon a bench, holding her head, contemplating over an hourglass with a heart in it. It speaks of her heart over time, okay? This is a message about, in the 3D, sometimes we connect with people and have contracts with people who we may experience some sort of tension or pain with, okay? This speaks of the kind of pain that I want to say. It's not abuse, okay? It's not about neglect, but it's about fear or shame of intimacy or low self-esteem. And as we know, these are some of the greatest challenges that we face in trying to sustain a successful connection. Well, Spirit is here to advise you that this is an opportune time to do some important healing so that a new story can begin in your connection, romantically or non-romantically, okay? But first you must begin to tell yourself a new narrative. Sometimes we've gone through things in our childhood, okay, or in past lives, if you believe in that. And, you know, this is a time that you can purge any issues of abandonment, rejection, or loneliness even. Have compassion towards the part of you that believes the old story that you used to tell yourself. Okay? This is about embracing your inner child and purging anything that no longer serves you. Any negative thoughts, any self-criticism, any old beliefs. This is also about being acceptable to the good things that are coming to you now, because you do deserve these new beginnings. You do deserve the new storyline that's going to happen in your life. This is a really important time to get rid of the old way of thinking, okay? The next card you have out is By the Book. By the Book is an 11. It breaks down to a 2, which speaks to harmony and balance. It speaks to cooperation, okay, and collaboration, okay? This is understanding and respecting who we are as a result to our, our upbringing, our environment, our culture, and our experiences. Spirit is asking that you find the middle ground, which allows a connection to flourish while also honoring both individualities, right? Because we are all uniquely ourselves, okay? Try not to break the rules or to pressure others to conform to a way you want them to do things. Ease up, compromise, and connect, okay? Compromise and connect on a different level, and you'll see that your connections and relationships, romantic or non-romantic, they will flourish. It's time to do something different, okay? Out of the 26 major arcana cards, you received Justice. Now, Justice, as we know, is a Libra, right? It's the energy of Libra. It's air. It may mean something to you. It may not, okay? But justice is about fairness, right? It's also about karma, okay? You know, the energy that is given out comes back to us, okay? So you want to be sure that you're giving out the positive energies so that you can receive all of that positive, good feeling right back to you. This is also about truth. I believe the truth will come out, and it cannot be found through gossip, okay? But it has to be based on facts. Know the truth before passing judgment, okay? This also tells me that attention may be needed somewhere in your world. If you have been unsure about something, this is the time to get a solution once and for all, or a resolution. This is cause and effect. If you've been putting forth effort in love and romance, it'll come your way, or it has already come your way. These energies have come your way. Be careful with the energy you put out, okay? This also tells me that someone may be accountable for their actions, or they should be accountable for their actions, right? Take accountability. Now, let's remember that this message may speak directly to you, Taurus, or it may be someone that you're energetically connected to, okay? If it resonates, then get in where you fit in. And if it doesn't resonate, let it go and let it fall by the wayside. Don't hold on to anything that doesn't belong to you, okay? Now, I've pulled some romance angel cards, and the first one that you received was finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. The next card we have out is separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. And lastly, from the Romance Angel deck, you received, it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. So I believe that this message is particularly speaking to someone who's been in a relationship for a minute, okay? Now, singles, there's a message in here for you as well. But in the heart of the matter, at one time there was a happy home, okay? And it seems that things haven't played out the way you've planned, okay? And someone is trying to get the upper hand in this situation. But others of you, you may feel like someone outside of you is self-sabotaging the relationship, or it may be you, okay, with the Four of Wands, which speaks of the happy home, right? The Knight of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and the Seven of Wands. This is the heart of the matter. Things aren't working out exactly the way you've planned. And you feel kind of defensive. You feel like you've been being pushed away, or you're in some type of competition. And you're trying to get an upper hand on this situation. Okay? That's the heart of the matter. But we have in the past the Nine of Swords. Now, the Nine of Swords is Aquarian energy. It's air energy, okay? Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. And we have a Libra here, so I feel like some of you may be dealing with a Libra, okay? But the Nine of Swords is about anxiety, worry, fear, and depression, okay? It's about being up at night, worrying about what is going on, what is taking place. And I feel that that worry is based on perhaps someone not giving equally, not receiving equal reciprocity within the relationship, because we have the Six of Pentacles here. But as you see, someone's back is turned and someone is given to another, okay? But then we have the Star, which is hoping and wishing that things turn around, right? Wishing on a star that things will change, okay? And so with the Five of Cups, I feel like although there may have been some wrongdoings in your eyes, and roles can be transversed, right? Roles can be transposed, flip-flopped, okay? But I feel like you thought about leaving, or you did leave and then you got back together, okay? Decided to let that go, and you received your wish, right? Because, you know, we have the Magician here, which is the alchemist turning lead to gold, right? And I feel like an offer was made, okay? No matter how small the offer was made, although it's just the initial offer, right? It may take hard work, it may take a long time, but the offer was made, and you manifested this and got your wish fulfillment here, okay? With the Five of Pentacles in reverse, okay? Now, the Five of Pentacles reverse, that kind of speaks of someone putting in the effort to reject the thoughts that undermine a sense of value, right? In other words, feeling feeling one moment that you're not getting what it is that you want in a situation, okay? But then turning that around and saying, you know what? I'm only going to affirm what makes me feel good, okay? You started to see the light at the end of the tunnel because the worst felt like it was over, okay? You started to reject the ending and started to embrace the light, right? Because in the upright, this is, lack. This is not seeing the trees for the forest, right? But in the reverse, it's like, I see the light at the end of the tunnel. We can make this happen. We can make this work. And you turned into the musician, realizing that you had all the tools that you needed to make this happen, to turn things around. And sure enough, it did. The pentacle was offered, which is a grounded, stable offer, and it gave you your wish fulfillment here, okay? Which is great. And then I feel like you hastily or fast movement, right? With this Knight of Wands, it's like that fast moving energy. You see what you want, you go and you get it. Perhaps both of you took a look at the investment that, with the Seven of Pentacles, you took a look at the investment that you put in with each other, and you wanted to grow. You wanted to stabilize this. You wanted it to grow, and you decided to move forward after contemplating if it was worth it or not, okay? But I feel like there was some gossip with the Page of Swords. In this oracle, it speaks of gossip, so I'll use the term gossip. But the Page of Swords also speaks of collecting information, sitting back watching and studying the situation, right? With the Virgo card here, the Hermit, okay? So I feel like there was something found out, the truth, right? Came out about something, okay? And you felt like after, with the Three of Pentacles in reverse, after all of this investment that we both put in and decided to move forward with this wish fulfillment, this manifestation, that somehow there's still some lack of growth, right? You feel like, and I'm saying you feel like because this is your reading, Taurus, but roles can be reversed, okay? But with this Three of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like someone recognized that there was lack of growth here, even though, you're putting in all of this effort. You felt like you was working alone, and there was some type of disharmony in this connection, okay? And the Knight of Cups with the Six of Swords, it's like taking your cup of love and moving forward, even though, right? Even though there was some sense of disharmony, it's still working through it. Again, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel and trying to go past the troubled waters with forward moving. Taking your love in that direction, okay? But again, we get to the heart of the matter. Something didn't work out the way we planned, okay? So then we have the Three of Swords which speaks of heartbreak. It speaks of emotional pain, and it speaks of sorrow and hurt. Because you guys been together for a long time, I feel like whatever happened, it was never really discussed and talked about. It was just over, it was just like an agreement. Okay, we'll move past that. But this Three of Swords definitely speaks to your soulmate connection. Okay, it speaks of two people who they decided to choose one another for this journey. This is the contract here that I was talking about. It's two people deciding to choose one another, deciding to be with one another, okay? There's definitely a soulmate connection here, okay? But within the soulmate connection, there was heartbreak. I'm not sure what kind of heartbreak, and I don't like to put that three-party situation into the messages, but there was some type of emotional pain, right? That made, with the swords, it's about thinking, right? That had you like stuck on the heartbreak, okay? Then we have the Hangman in reverse, which is like an epiphany, which is about, it's also about being enlightened after taking a pause and getting a different perspective, being enlightened in some shape, form, or fashion. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is single energy. Okay, now for others of you, you're single because of what has happened in your past. You haven't gotten back into a relationship. You're just single because you remember, right? You remember the heartache. You remember what you've gone through in your love journeys, and you just want to be single because you can be, not because you can't get, not because you choose to be. I'm sorry, not because you have to be, but because you choose to be. Okay, the Nine of Pentacles is someone who is beautiful, who is well off on their own, right? They take care of their own bills, they have a great job or whatever job. It makes them happy, they're nourishing, they know their self-worth, and they're not going to settle for less, okay? So some of you, you've been in this long-term relationship, and because of what has occurred, you choose to be single. Others of you, you're not in a long-term relationship, you're single because of whatever has happened long time ago. Like you haven't forgotten about it and you're not with it, okay? But then you have, in the Oracle card, to clarify the entire row, you have the World. Now, the World speaks of cycles. It speaks of cultural differences. So there may be a cultural difference in this connection. You may be traveling. The World to me is like liberation. And it's also the angel of success. So it's accomplishments. It's reaching your goals. It's liberation and freedom. It's, going out into the world and the world being your oyster. Like you're not stuck with anyone. You're just doing your thing and you're successful at it. And it's right next to the Nine of Pentacles. Now, for those of you who kept staying in the relationship and you realize at the heart of the matter that things are just not turning out the way you thought that they would, like there's, with the Knight of Wands in reverse, it's like no movement and stagnant energy. And the Ten of Swords is like, being done, feeling like you were betrayed, feeling like you were backstabbed, and feeling like you're being pushed away, or that, um, you know, whatever it is you do, it doesn't seem like you're doing it right. You're constantly feeling as though you're being put down, or nothing you say is right, nothing you do is right, right? Being pushed away. And at the same time, you're trying to get an upper hand, like, what is going on, right? Then comes the Tower. This is Scorpio energy. And I don't call out all of the signs, the zodiac signs, because it's not about the zodiac signs. It's about the energy and the message from spirit. And I don't like to call out the signs all the time because we get stuck in that instead of in the message, okay? But this is definitely Scorpio energy. And it speaks of sudden change and upheaval. It also speaks of revelations, okay? It speaks of a found spirit coming in and shaking up a foundation because we didn't do it, right? It's like when we know something has to change, we know there has to be a resolution, we know that we're stuck and stagnant, but we don't do anything about it. Spirit comes in and does it for us, okay? Because we can't stay stuck and grow, right? Yeah, but this is definitely the Three of Wands in reverse, which speaks of expansion, um, and our ships coming in, and then the juggling, the Two of Pentacles, trying to keep all balls in the air, right? Balance, trying to balance, um, and the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so someone has gone from the Seven of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles, right? But this is about someone's head in the sand, right? And it speaks of, this right here reminds me of someone who has their head in the sand. They're not saying anything, they're not doing anything, even though all of these problems or issues, right? Issues have come about, but they're still trying to maintain, keep the balance, right? But they're just, it's almost like turning a blind eye, but focusing on work. So sometimes that means that wherever the discrepancies are, wherever the transgressions are, wherever the issues are, it's like they'll go away. I'm going to just focus on work. I'm going to focus on something else. Okay? And again, some of you who are single, you're just working hard at your money. Your money is good and it's wonderful. But you don't want to think about love. You don't want to think about when ships are coming in. You're not interested. Okay? You're not interested in that. Okay? It's like with the Three of Wands reverse, it's like the head in the sand, because it seems you feel you can't say or you can't do anything, right? You can't do anything right. Okay? For those of you in a relationship, like, it's fine to always show up with enthusiasm and the goal to make it work, but you also have to have patience. Okay? I feel like some of you need to hear that. You have to have patience if you want the relationship to flourish, right? Because we have to remember that this oracle card said that we can't control everything, right? We can't control everything. Everybody is different. We have to allow other people to be who they are individually. And this card talked about you embracing, okay, your inner child, and letting go of the thoughts of negativity. Somebody didn't let go of the anxiety, the worry, and truly forgive. What they did was they saw something that they, it felt good, it looked good, and it sounded good, so you just went with it. You swept this under the rug, but it carries and it lingers on through this story here, okay? Then we have the Three of Wands upright, which speaks of progress, expansion. It speaks of foresight, right? It speaks of an overseas relationship, a relationship at a distance, okay? Or there's distance in the relationship that you have, meaning that you two are together there, no one's overseas or anything, but it feels like it's overseas, right? It feels very distant, okay? And someone is back to worrying and being fearful, and having anxiety and low self-esteem in this relationship because it wasn't talked about. You're not looking, right? You're not following your intuition. You're unclear, okay, about what it is you need to do. And with the Page of Swords in reverse, okay, it's like there's arguments happening, but not only are there arguments, there's resentment at this point because there's uncertainty about what's going on. It was never really truly resolved. Whatever happened, it was never truly resolved. And you guys may not even be speaking, and that's why it feels like there's distance in this connection. With the people that I'm resonating with, there's distance in this connection. Someone is feeling fearful and feeling a lot of anxiety behind it. Someone is feeling some low self-esteem, disconnected with their higher self, disconnected with their intuition, right? And someone else is feeling very resentful at this time because it was never really a resolution, the core matter was never discussed, okay? And so with these three came out together, the Two of Cups in reverse, Temperance, and the Chariot in reverse. Now that right there, look at how it is. It's the Two of Cups, Temperance in the middle, and the Chariot. So this is Spirit saying that balance and patience is needed. Balance and patience is needed in this connection. This is a connection that is imbalanced right now, and it feels like a lack of movement, right? It feels like there's opposition or tension within the connection. Patience is required, okay? And balance is required, and these were all clarified by the Nine of Wands, the Five of Swords, and Justice. Again, Justice and Justice, okay? So this says that someone has to find the courage to have a conversation, right? On the other hand, I feel like some of you are deciding to have the conversation, but there's a lot of aggression behind the words, and it feels like this person may feel like they're right, that they're rightfully coming at these this person or these people, because there's two people in this card, and we did have the gossip card. Okay, so there may be something that somebody tried to tell you and you're having a conflict with them, right? But this isn't the way to do it, because I feel like this person in this picture here is winning the battle but losing the war. Okay, these people don't want to fight anymore. This other person here still has his sword up and he still wants to fight. He's not listening, he's fighting, right? But someone should you know, stand their ground, put up their boundaries, right? Clear boundaries, have a conversation, and be fair about it, right? Okay, so this Justice card, see, this Justice card doesn't have a sword, but this Justice card has a sword. This person wants the truth, and he wants it to be fair and just. And again, justice is karma, so whatever energy you're putting out, you're going to get back. So please be careful about the energy you put out, okay? Be careful about the energy you put out. And then the oracle cards that came out to clarify this is the Strength card, the Angel of Courage, the Five of Wands, Test, and the Page of Wands. Okay, getting a new idea on how to handle this situation and get resolve, okay? And take action, right? The Page of Wands, the initial action to something different, because the relationship is being tested. But, you know, this is spirit for me, okay? Spirit coming in, tame the beast within, and, you know, just have a conversation, okay? For others of you, I feel like somebody left the relationship and decided to go off on their own, and decided to, after this tower, just focus on work. There's no conversation being had with with the other party. However, in your career, you're progressing, you're expanding, and you know, you're doing very well with work, okay? And but you may feel like you're not doing that well with work because you feel like you're undeserving for some reason. You deserve everything, Taurus. Okay, Taurus, this is what I have for you. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to come back with your bonus cards, okay? Okay, Taurus, welcome back. I have the Moonology cards, which I'm going to ask Spirit for advice for you. Holy Spirit, please provide advice for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for January 2020 in regards to the spread. Holy Spirit, what advice do you have for Taurus? What do you have for Taurus, Holy Spirit? What advice do you have for my Taurians? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus people for January 2020 with regards to this spread. Woo. What advice do you have for my Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus people with regards to this spread, Holy Spirit? Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you. What advice do you have for my Taurus, Holy Spirit? What advice do you have for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus people? What advice do you have for my Taurians? You have 3 Romance Angel cards, so I want at least 3 advice cards, different messages for different people. Holy Spirit, one more card, please. One more card for Taurus. What advice do you have for my Taurians? One more card, Holy Spirit. One more card for my Taurians. Oh, they wanted to give you more than one more card. Okay, thank you, Holy Spirit. So the first card you have is nothing will come of this situation. Void of course moon. Void of course moon. Yeah, with a never-ending story, I felt like the title was saying it's a cycle, just repeating and repeating and repeating itself. The next card you have is a fiery climax approaches. A fiery climax approaches. And that is the full moon in Aries. That falls under the separation and finances and career. Oh, the next card, what do you need to release? Oh, yeah. What do you need to release? The waning moon. The next card, balance, spirituality, and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. The next card you have is your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. Yeah, I know that. You have Pentacles. Yes. The next card, a new romantic cycle begins. Yes, new moon in Libra. And you have Libra, the Justice card twice. Yes, this can be fixed if you wanted to. It's just a matter of having a conversation. The next card, the answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. Yes, thank you, Holy Spirit. Now, I want to also pull affirmation cards for you guys. What affirmations do you have for my Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus people? What affirmation cards do you have for my Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus people? Yeah, because this energy, although it's a January reading, I feel like, you know, time is linear, right? So this can be past, present, future. It doesn't have to be happening now, but I feel like these are the energies you may move into, Taurus. Some of you. Others of you, you've already experienced this and you're currently going through these energies. Let them pass through you, okay? Holy Spirit, what affirmations do you have for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus people? Thank you, Holy Spirit. What affirmations do you have for my Taurus? Wow. What affirmations do you have for my Taurus, Holy Spirit? What affirmations do you have for my Taurus? Oh, that's way too many. Okay, I feel like that's what they wanted you to have. The first card is acceptance. It reads, when I get to know new people, I accept their actual traits rather than the ones I project on them. Same goes for not new people I already know. Acceptance is the delicate art that reminds us everyone is their own unique self and we cannot expect them to ever be anything but. Wow. I love when Spirit does this because that's what the Oracle card said as well. The next card we have is independence. I embrace total independence and I see how empowering that is. Even when I'm in a relationship, I can still be independent, meeting my own needs and creating my own happiness. When I do that, I'm the fullest version of myself and I have much more of me to give without needing pieces of me in return. Amen to that. Yes. Come on, Spirit. The last card out, I am a catch. I'm a total catch, and I know all the reasons why. I know that anyone would be lucky to be with me, and that does not mean I'm arrogant or snobby. Self respect is just one of the qualities exhibited by this complete and utter babe. Yes, yes, Taurus. It doesn't matter, okay? This is what I have for you, my Taurus friends. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Put your comments below. I hope this message was helpful. I love you guys to pieces. And until next time, namaste. Take care of yourselves.